Shree Krishna educational channel. In this video I am going to explain about the chemical reactions of amines of class 12th chemistry. First the alkylation. When the amines which undergoes the alkylation on reaction with alkyl halides, it forms the corresponding amines like primary, secondary, tertiary amines. And the ammonia which is treating with alkyl chloride, that is alkyl chloride, forms the primary amine RNH2 plus HCl. Whereas when the primary amine RNH2 which is treating with the alkyl chloride, so that case we can get dialkyl amine, that is the secondary amine can be obtained in addition to that hydrochloric acid. When the secondary amine which is treating with the alkyl chloride, it gives the tertiary amine. It also forms the hydrochloric acid. Now the amines undergoes alkylation to give the corresponding amines and hydrochloric acid. Next one is the acylation. Previous one is the alkylation, next one is the acylation. So in this case, when the amines which are treating with the acyl halide, here the acetyl chloride, so this case the nitrogen has the pair of electron which can be attacks on the carbonyl carbon of the acyl halide. So that case when it is pair of electron attacks on this carbon, so the double bond can be moved towards oxygen. So the oxygen gets negative charge and the bond takes place between the nitrogen and the carbon. It forms C2H5NHH plus CH3O minus Cl. So now when the negative charge of the oxygen which is delocalized between the carbon and oxygen, that case the Cl minus can be left out. It also takes the one of the proton and forms the N-ethyl ethanamide, that is C2H5NH C double bond O CH3 plus hydrochloric acid is obtained. Now another reaction, when the N-ethyl ethanamide, it has only one hydrogen, so when it is treating with the acetyl chloride, so this case this pair of electron attacks on this carbon, so the double bond move towards the oxygen, so the oxygen gets negative charge. Next step, when the negative charge delocalizes, that case this chlorine can be left out and it also takes this proton. It forms NN diethyl ethanamide as C2H5N C2H5 C double bond O CH3 plus hydrochloric acid. Whereas the benzene amine also treating with the ethanoic anhydride, so that case also it can be act as the similar like the previous reaction. Here this pair of electron attacks on this carbonyl carbon, so that case it can be moved towards the oxygen gets the negative charge. Later the oxygen negative charge which is delocalized between the oxygen and carbon, that case it can be left out. It also takes the proton, as it can be obtained N-phenyl ethanamide is obtained. So it is C6H5NH C double bond O CH3 plus CH3COOH can be obtained. It is N-phenyl ethanamide, also known as acetanilide. And the other reaction, when the methane amine which is treating with the benzoyl chloride C6H5 C double bond O Cl, so that case it gives CH3NHCO C6H5 plus hydrochloric acid. It gives the N-methyl benzamide is obtained. This is the acylation reaction. Next important reaction, which is the carbylamine reaction. It is a important name reaction. In this case, the primary aliphatic or aromatic amines, which are treating with the chloroform in presence of the strong base like sodium or potassium hydroxides, followed by the heating, it gives the isocyanides. Isocyanides can be obtained, plus hydrochloric acid and water. So here the primary aromatic amine or aliphatic amine which is treating with the chloroform in presence of CHCl3 in presence of potassium hydroxide. When we are heating this, that case we can get isocyanide as alkyl NC. That is isocyanide plus potassium chloride plus water. So this reaction which is used to detect the primary amines, which may be the aliphatic or aromatic. Primary amines detection we can use this test. Next, the reaction with the nitrous acid. When the amines, primary amines which are treating with nitrous acid HNO2 which can be obtained from the sodium nitrate plus hydrochloric acid. So initially it forms diazonium salts. Okay, diazonium salts can be obtained. So now this diazonium salt, which is treating with the hydrolysis, that case we can get the alcohol. Alcohol can be obtained. In addition to that, N2 gas plus hydrochloric acid is obtained. Similarly, this reaction with the nitrous acid, it also took place with the aromatic amines. When the aniline, which is treating with the sodium nitrite in presence of the hydrochloric acid at the low temperature, that is 273 to 278 Kelvin, that is 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. So that case it forms benzene diazonium chloride is obtained. Now the benzene diazonium chloride is an intermediate. So from this we can get the variety of the product. When it undergoes hydrolysis, that case we can get phenol. When it is treating with the cuprous chloride, that case we can get halobenzene. So that way we can get the different kind of product, variety of the product, by using this benzene diazonium chloride. Another reaction, that is a reaction with the aryl sulfonyl chloride. Okay, it is benzene sulfonyl chloride. The benzene sulfonyl chloride, which is known as the Hinsberg reagent, This Hinsberg reagent, which is used to distinguish the primary, secondary, tertiary amines. This benzene sulfonyl chloride, when it is treating with the primary amine, that is ethylamine. So that case the chlorine and hydrogen, which can be labeled as hydrogen chloride, and the bond which can be found between the sulfur and nitrogen. So that case we can get N-ethyl benzene sulfonamide is obtained. In addition to that, hydrochloric acid. Now this N-ethyl benzene sulfonamide, which is soluble in the case of the bases, strong bases, which is soluble, that is with the primary amine. Whereas the benzene sulfonyl chloride, which is treating with the secondary amine, so that case it forms lose the hydrochloric acid and forms NN diethyl benzene sulfonamide is obtained. NN dimethyl sulfonamide is obtained plus hydrochloric acid. So now this NN diethyl benzene sulfonamide, which is insoluble in the case of the alkalis, the case of the NaOH or KOH, which is insoluble, but whereas the N-ethyl benzene sulfonamide, which is soluble in the case of the alkali. Next, the tertiary amines. Tertiary amines which do not react with this the aryl benzene sulfonyl chloride, because which do not have any number of hydrogen on it, so that which are not reacting towards the benzene sulfonyl chloride. So that is the reaction of aryl sulfonyl chloride with the primary, secondary, tertiary amines. So we can easily distinguish the primary, secondary, tertiary amines this reaction. Next one is the electrophilic substitution reactions. In this case, first one is the halogenation. And the aniline, which is treating with the bromine, bromine water, that is Br2 in presence of water. So that case we can get 2,4,6-tribromophenol. So during the halogenation, during this bromination, we can get the brominate to 2, 4 and 6 positions. In addition to that, hydrogen bromide. And to obtain the particularly at para position or other position, that case we need to protect this amine group. So here when the aniline which is treating with acetic anhydride in presence of the pyridine, so that case it can be forms N-phenyl ethanamide is obtained. The NH2 group, which can be converted as N-phenyl ethanamide, it is also known as acetanilide. Now this N-phenyl ethanamide, which is treating with the bromine in presence of the acetic acid, it forms the bromine at the para position as a major product. Now this compound which is undergoes hydrolysis in the presence of acidic or basic medium, that case it gives 4-bromoaniline. 4-bromoaniline can be obtained. Here this N-phenyl ethanamide, in this case it is highly stable because it is having the pair of electron on the benzene ring on the nitrogen of the aniline, which can be delocalized towards the this group, that is C double bond O CH3 group. So that when it is delocalizes, so the double bond between the carbon and oxygen move towards the oxygen, and oxygen gets the negative charge. So here the pair of electron present on the nitrogen which is moving towards the means acyl group rather than the ring, so that the halogen can be easily take part at the para position as well as the ortho position. Okay, this is the halogenation reaction. Next one is the nitration reaction. When the aniline which is treating with the nitrating mixture, that is concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid at 288 Kelvin, so that case we can give, it can give the para-nitroaniline, that is 51%. Okay, next one is the meta-nitroaniline, that is 47%, and the ortho-nitroaniline, which is only 2%, can be obtained. So it can be used the mixture of the nitro compounds. If suppose if we are protecting this amine group, okay, with that case we can get only the para-nitroacetylide. So here given the acetic anhydride which is treating with the pyridine, so that case we can get the acetanilide initially obtained. So the acetanilide which is treating with the nitrating mixture HNO3 and H2SO4 at 288 Kelvin, that case we can get the para-nitroacetanilide, para position the nitro group is took part, and here we can get the para-nitroacetanilide. Now the para-nitroacetanilide undergoes the hydrolysis in the presence of the strong base or acid, that case we can get para-nitroaniline can be obtained. This is the nitration reaction. Next the sulfonation, it can also undergo the sulfonation. When the aniline is treating with the sulfuric acid, fuming sulfuric acid, it forms the anilinium hydrogen sulfate can be obtained. Now the anilinium hydrogen sulfate which is heated at 453 to 473 Kelvin, so that case which can be formed the sulfinic acid can be obtained. Sulfonic acid, now this is undergoes the proton transfer, that case which can be gets the Zwitter ion can be obtained. This is in the case of the sulfonation. And here the aniline which do not undergoes the Friedel-Crafts alkylation as well as the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So because the aniline which can be formed the salt with the AlCl3, so that the which cannot be further react with the particular acyl halide as well as the alkyl halide. Okay, because AlCl3 which can be acts as a Lewis acid, okay, it can be react with the this aniline consisting the pair of electron, so that it can be formed the salt with that. Okay, it is having the basic nature, it is acts as a Lewis acid, so due to that it do not undergoes Friedel-Crafts alkylation as well as the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So this is about the chemical properties of amines. Okay, thank you.